really absurd. It's out of control, and it's something that history will judge us on, whether we decide to make it a problem or not. And the thing that's so important about what we're doing here is the fact that we're unique as a generation. Every generation kind of, comes out of college and says, oh yeah, we're going to change the world. Some do. Everybody has a job, and we, I think, are unique. For the first time in history, we can decide to begin doing simple things. The shoes we buy, the jobs we take, the businesses we start, the goods that we use, and decide to make it an opportunity to make a difference. And specifically what's going on in Africa is something that, our kids will ask us. The lives would be, it was amazing that how did you galvanize behind making an impact on that? It was on the other side of the world. What pushed you? And the answer will be whatever you choose to tell your kids. Or it'll be, how did that get so out of control? How did we let that happen? And the real question is, once we decide to face something that is not necessarily right in front of us, we might be able to turn around and look at our own communities and ask what we can do right here at home. And that's the biggest impact of this, is deciding to act, not waiting till we have the perfect idea or the perfect solution, but deciding to start with action. And action produces action. By doing something, by deciding, and this isn't even about the people that might hear us talking or see you walking. It's important for the awareness to happen, but what's more important to me is the individuals that have taken the shoes off, the ones that you guys have joined us here, that have decided to do it. You can control what you choose to do. And that's the most basic concept. We can all act. There's the great Martin Luther King quote that says, everyone can be great because everyone can serve. That's what you're doing. We're serving. And it's not rocket science. We can all begin to look at what we have every day and decide to take action and make an impact. Through this tour up to this point, we've helped Tom Shoes. I'll hold it to Tom Shoes. I'll tell you more about it before we're done. But we decided to take Tom Shoes with us because we wanted that message to get across that people might even the idea of just giving someone a pair of shoes, that might help them break the cycle of poverty, help them keep them from becoming victims of the AIDS virus, help them to get a job, to drill a water well, to go get an education. And through this tour up to this point, we've helped Tom sell 50,000 pairs of shoes. Think about that for a second. 50,000 pairs of shoes. Do you know what the kind of impact that makes on a community when you walk in and you say, all your kids that are running around, with stones on their feet, and you're gonna give them a pair of shoes, the first one they've ever had, and decide that they can walk another mile to go, get a bucket of water, decide to go get an education, decide to make that day better than the last one. And what we're doing is starting by giving people the tools to make an impact on themselves. We're saying you can take action. This is not about victims. This is about empowering people to be as able to make a difference as you are. And that's what you're doing when you're giving someone a pair of shoes. It's the same shoes, okay? The same shoes are walking across African soils or walking across soil in San Diego. And in fact, San Diego is a place where there's a lot of South Africans that have come to this area. And I think it's important to look around and say, the trees you see, having been to Africa, many of the plants and stuff, you could be, if you go up into the hills, you could be in Africa if you close your eyes